It's Paul Marsh, and I'm delighted to say that I've been joined by former Premier League footballer Dean Windass. Dean, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
So you are going to be coming down south. You're going to be heading down for the game. The Premier League legends taking on the Pompey legends charity match for Sophies Legacy. Have you ever experienced anything like, obviously Sophies Legacy supports parents and children which are staying in hospital for maybe an extended period of time. Is this something you've ever experienced?
Yeah, it has actually. Obviously, I'm back in Hull now, and my ex-brother-in-law he got diagnosed with leukemia cancer on Ward 33 in Hull, in Castle Hill, and obviously then when I scored the goal at Wembley, I sold my playoff final shirt to the Allams. Actually bought it. The chairman of the football club bought it, and I got 15 grand for it. So what I did was I donated quite a lot of money to the Children's Hospital on Ward 33 for the, obviously, like Sophies Legacy, like the parents go and see the children. So what I did was it funded so they could bring TVs and radios and listen to music, things like that. So majority of the money went to Ward 33 at Castle Hill, which is obviously all children's ward in Hull. So yeah, and listen, I understand that. They're not nice places to visit, are they? And I think that, like Sophies and like obviously Castle Hill, these children need entertaining and entertainment, and while they're just laid in the beds, and so all that majority of that money went to either TVs, little screens, TVs, so they can watch telly or radios.
It's hard enough to be in hospital, if either you're not well or your child is not well. And to be there without those home comforts, to have to think about the shopping and all the bills you got to pay and all the things on top of that, it's hard enough, isn't it? So a charity like Sophies Legacy and what you did selling your shirt as well, it can just take that little bit of pressure off.
Yeah, the pressure's obviously massive for these parents who have to visit the children every day. Like as you say, with Sophies Legacy, they have to go and, and it's hard enough when listen, I'm very lucky with my children. They're big touchwood. They've never been ill, but I would never wish it on your worst enemy that you have to go visit your child every day in hospital if there's something up with them, or that it's unimaginable really. And so yeah, this is an unbelievable charity. Fantastic. Looking forward to coming down to Portsmouth to play in the game. Obviously, I know Russell Badesmore, who's an ex-Man United player who organises the games. So it'd be a great occasion. Hopefully, there'll be a lot of people who'll turn up just to help this cause, help as many children as we can. And we'll come down. We'll have a bit of banter in the change rooms as ex-footballers do, and have a couple of pints afterwards. So yeah, hopefully it'll be a great turnout, and that's what that's what us ex-footballers are looking for, is to have a good turnout and hopefully raise a lot of money.
Yeah, I think that's the nice thing about these games, isn't it? Is the first and foremost is, we want to get people through the door, paying their £10 admission fee. The money going to Sophies Legacy is so important. And then a byproduct of that is you get to have a really, really great day. You get to watch some charity football, which is always a good laugh. I think you're guaranteed to see plenty of goals.
Well, yeah. Listen, it gets harder as you get older, obviously. And I play a lot of charity football matches, and I'm struggling with my hip at the minute, so I might have to play in midfield. I don't think I can play up front anymore. But no, listen, it's not about winning and losing, and it's about entertaining the crowd, having a bit of fun, having a bit of banter, and I'm sure that the ex-players will throw some money in as well to the charity. So, that hopefully, like Russell rang me and said, would you come along and support this charity? In a heartbeat, you do it in a heartbeat. So it'll be a good couple of days, because we're staying over in the hotel, I think, all the ex-players. So I'm sure that there'll be a few drinks thrown around and that. But the most important thing, and as we stressed, please get a ticket.
Yes.
It's £10. £10 is nothing, and hopefully that we can raise as much money for these families to help these children.
It won't be, of course, the first time you've come down to Pompey. Have you got any memories of Fratton Park and the Pompey fans and all that kind of thing?
Well, I've just been diagnosed with mild dementia, so I'm struggling to think what I did yesterday. Never mind. Yeah, you do. I think it's like, with my diagnosis, you remember years ago, but you don't remember yesterday.
Yeah.
But no, I remember coming to Portsmouth. I scored my last goal for Hull City in the Premier League against Portsmouth when we drew 2-2. I came on after about 70 minutes, and we were losing 2-1, and Phil Brown says, "What do you want me to do? Go on and get me a goal." And obviously I scored against David James, which I'm delighted, because I know James, so I'm delighted. But no, listen, it's a great place. It's a great place to play. They've got great support. Obviously, Al Josh has played there at Sheffield Wednesday, and he said it's a great atmosphere. So, no, looking forward to going back there, looking forward to raising a lot of money, and looking forward to see a lot of friends.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing about the Pompey fans, whether it is a Premier League game, whether it's a charity game, whatever it is, the Pompey fans, passionate, they come out, they turn out in droves, they come down and support, and like you say, it is going to be a fantastic day for all of the right reasons as well. You mentioned, if I may, very quickly, you were diagnosed with stage 2 dementia. You've come out and spoken about that. Is this something that you want to raise more awareness of?
Yeah, of course. I do a lot of, obviously now there's a lot of charity football matches, obviously for Alzheimer's and dementia, which I'm very powerful about now. But even though if I didn't, have these symptoms, I'll get some there. Even though I didn't have these symptoms, I'd probably do it anyway, really. So I just think that, like I said, when you've got this diagnosis, how long's a piece of string?
Yeah.
It's like you build a house and the foundation's strong, and then as the house gets taller and taller and taller, it gets a bit weaker. So, and that's how I look at it. At the minute I'm healthy, I'm fit. So it is what it is. I don't sulk about it, but like as you say now, not just so much Sophies Legacy or Alzheimer's or dementia. Any charity that I can support, and any charity that can raise money, then fantastic. That's what we're here for.
Well, it is a fantastic thing you're doing, Dean. I can't let you go. I thought about this. I thought if there was one question that I could ask you today, there was only one I could do, and I have to ask you what it was like receiving a half-time team talk on the pitch from Phil Brown. I have to ask. Well,
I actually can't say the words on the radio, but. It was just one of them days where we're playing Man City on the Boxing Day. Phil Brown would give us Christmas Day off. He blamed himself for give us Christmas Day off. And it was one of them situations where I'm walking off the pitch. Phil Brown's walking on the pitch, and then I thought he's going to go and have a go at the referee. And then obviously he's gone over here. So then we all sit down and blah, blah, blah. He's having a right rollicking at us and doing this. And the supporters, all City supporters, were just delighted that it was in the Premier League. Never mind losing 3-0 at half-time. They weren't bothered at the Etihad, because it's the first time they've been there. So, yeah, listen, it's one of them. Me and Phil have a laugh about it now when we speak about it. I got the biggest rollicking of everybody, which was the norm in them days. You know what I mean? I'd always get told off. So, but no, we have a laugh about it now, and obviously then. Good friend of mine, Jimmy Bullard, he bailed him out the year. He bailed him out the year after by doing the celebration when Jimmy scored the penalty. But I'd retired by then, and just and that was me done. But just listen, it's passion, it's it's emotions, but Phil was a great manager for the football club. He's a great man, and and I still speak to him now.
Well, Dean, thank you so much for talking to me. I really do appreciate it. Dean is going to be down at AFC Porchester playing for the Premier League Legends, taking on the Pompey Legends charity match. It's all taking place on Saturday, the 19th of July from 1:30 p.m. It is all going towards Sophies Legacy, and it is going to be a fantastic day.